everyone. The topic for today's session is state reduction. The design flow of an asynchronous sequential circuit in general is going to be in this way. With the given specifications, we can draw the primitive flow table from where we can reduce the flow table, and that we call it as state reduction. After state reduction, we can assign binary state variables, that is state assignment. From there we can find out a transition table, after which the Boolean functions of the excitation and output variables using K-map can be obtained. At last, a logic diagram can be drawn after obtaining the expression by using K-map. Right. So, our topic of focus for this session is state reduction. What is state reduction? Two states are equivalent states if they have the same output and go to the same next states for each possible inputs. So, if this is the state table given to us, let's assume, look at the state, look at the outputs first. So, for the states D and E, the outputs when n input x is equal to 0 and x is equal to 1 are same. Similarly, the next state outputs are also same. Hence, we declare D and E are equivalent states. Right. Next, state reduction procedure is similar in both synchronous and asynchronous sequential circuits. Okay. For completely specified state tables, that is in synchronous circuits, implication table is used for reduction. For incompletely specified state tables, that is primitive flow table, we cannot use implication table. Instead, we will use compatible pairs, and we are going to call that as merger graph. Right. So, this is actually going to focus very much on the asynchronous circuits. Incompletely specified in the sense, if we have dashes or don't cares in our flow table, right? So what is this definition for implication table and merger diagram? Implication table is a chart that consists of squares, one for every possible pair of states, that provides spaces for listing any possible implied state, right? It is used to determine all pairs of equivalent states. Merger diagram. What is merger diagram? It is a graph in which each state is represented by a dot placed along the circumference of a circle. The lines are drawn between any two corresponding dots, form a compatible pair. We are going to look at these two things very clearly in this session. So let's start with the state reduction. State reduction in synchronous sequential circuits. The algorithm what we are following in synchronous is going to be the same for asynchronous except for the compatible pairs, right? So the first aim is state table has to be minimized, right? So how to minimize that? When both the outputs and the next state are equal, we are going to put a tick mark in the implication table. When there is a conflict in the output, we are going to put a cross mark, right? So, how to draw an implication table? Hopefully, you would have seen already in synchronous sequential circuits, but still I am just recalling the same algorithm, right? So, what is this? We are looking at the states represented both vertically as well as horizontally. While representing the states vertically, look at the table. You are avoiding the first state in the table, right? While drawing it while putting it in the horizontal manner, leave the last state. So do remember, vertical while putting it in vertical, we have to leave the first state, and while putting it in the horizontal, we have to leave the last state. This is the first step in implication table. Then second one, we need to draw tables like this, rows and columns like this, right? So what is this? This is actually giving us a path to compare A with B, C, D, E and F, D, E, F and G. That is like this. A compared with B, C, D, E and F, followed by next one. B is going to be compared with C and D, E, F and G. So this goes like this, right? So now the first thing is A has to be compared with B. While comparing A with B, look at the table. Outputs are same. So outputs are same. Now we have an option that we can put a tick mark. But before that we have to look at the next state also, right? So while looking at the next state, here we have a variation. Here we have D and E. So mark those two states in the table, right? So B and A might be, they can be the same. So we are not going to take into account, right? So simply leave it with D and E. Similarly, compare A with C. Comparing A with C, go and look at the output. There is a conflict, so put a cross mark. Then A with D. A with D. So there is a conflict, put a cross mark. Similarly, you have to check for each and everything. Like we will consider this comparison. A and F. Look at A and F. Both the outputs are same. But see, when x is equal to 1, the next state is the same. So we are considering only C comma D. Right. So this is how we have to fill the table fully and look at the implied states. Right. Now I'll just tell you why there is a tick mark here. D and E are exactly equal, right? We saw it earlier. Both the outputs are equal as well as the next states are equal. So this is a perfect equivalent state. So we are putting a tick mark, right? So now since D and E have a tick mark, look back at the table. Wherever you have this implied state, you can put a tick mark, right? So you can put a tick mark for D comma E in A is equal to B. So since D is equal to E, if A equal to B, then it is equal, right? So which is pulling this A and B also as an equivalent state, right? So wherever you have D comma E, put a tick mark, which means that you are indirectly saying that states are also equivalent states. So DG is becoming an equivalent state and EG is also becoming an equivalent state, right? Next, why is a cross mark put in after the C and D? Go and compare the row and column for C and D. C and D against D, it's a cross mark. So we are putting a cross mark after this C and D. Similarly, C and E. Go and check C and E, it's a cross mark. And so since it's a cross mark, we are putting a cross mark, right? So this is how an implication table for a synchronous sequential circuit is drawn. So A is equal to B if D equal to E, and B is not equal to C since the outputs are not equivalent, and D and E are the same. Hope you would have understood how we are drawing this implication table, right? So from this, we have understood that the state table can be reduced or minimized. So what are the equivalent states from this implication table? A and B because of D and E, right? Here D and G is also becoming an equivalent state and E and G is also becoming an equivalent state because of this DE. That is the implied state, right? So instead of having D repeated several times or E repeated several times, we are going to put all together and have a reduced state which is getting reduced to A, B forms an equivalent state and D, E, G stands for another equivalent state, right? So how are we actually reducing the state table? This is actually the original state table. What are the equivalent states? Equivalent states are A comma B and D, E, G. So what does it mean? All things which are which have got B can be replaced by A, and whichever states are there with E and G can be replaced by D. So except for that, other states has to be remain in the state table, right? So now first one is A. A we have to put because we are considering that as an equivalent state. So A we are specifying. Here we, in the place of B, you can just replace it by A because we have said it's an equivalent state. So I am replacing it by A, and the rest are the same. The next one, B, can be simply avoided as already A and B are equivalent state. So put a strike mark and then go to C. In C, so what have we written here? E and G can be replaced by D. So here actually in the original state table we have G, replace it by D. DF01, right? Then next one, D we are supposed to write. So I write it as such. And then E can be avoided since it is an equivalent state, and F has to be written. So F is C. Instead of B we are supposed to write as A, and it is written, and G is once again a repetition, we are leaving that. So the state table with 7 total states which need to be represented in 3 bits, which actually means 3 flip-flops has to be used, has been reduced to a state table with 4 states, and 2 bits or 2 flip-flops is more than enough to represent that state table, right? So this is how it is getting reduced in synchronous sequential circuits, right? Clear? Now, what is merge the flow table? How can this be done when an asynchronous sequential circuit is coming into the picture, right? So the state table synchronous sequential circuit may be incompletely specified, that is some next states and outputs are don't care, that is a dash or X or don't care, whatever it is. So primitive flow tables are asynchronous sequential circuits which are always incompletely specified, right? So those incompletely specified states are not going to be represented with the name equivalent states as we had in synchronous circuits, right? Instead, we are going to find compatible states, right? So two states are compatible if they have the same output and compatible next states whenever specified. So what are the 3 procedural steps to find those compatible pairs? Determine all compatible pairs using implication table. Find the maximal compatibles using the merger graph, and find a minimal closed collection of compatibles. So this is the procedure. We'll go one by one. So how to obtain all compatible pairs using implication table? So implication tables are used to find all compatible states. We can adjust the dashes to fit any desired condition. Must have no conflict in the output values. So once again, as we had as we represented the algorithm in synchronous sequential circuit, we are going to draw an implication table, right? Instead of specifying the term equivalent, we are going to replace that word by compatible, right? So this is a primitive flow table for an asynchronous sequential circuit given. How can that be converted into an implication table? So what is the first step? As I told you earlier, for synchronous, the vertical, for putting the states in vertical, leave the first state. For representing it in the horizontal manner, leave the last state. So that has been done, and draw this structure. After drawing this, now as told earlier, A has to be compared with B, C, D, E and F, and B has to be compared with the rest, and the comparison goes on like this, right? So now the first comparison is A has to be compared with B. Take the 2, right? Now hope you all know all the encircled states are actually called as stable states in asynchronous circuits, right? So while comparing A and B, there is an input, there is an output C. Here there is no output in the next state, and output is next state is a dash mark, and output is also a dash mark. So what can we assume? We can assume both may be the same, right? So here A followed by a dash. B followed by, there is a don't care here. So it can be considered same output 1. E with the dash. So next state can also be considered. So in that case, both are compatible. So I'm putting a tick mark, right? And then A compared with C. Compare A with the C. So here C next state is same, output can be same. Next state is same, output might be same. Next state is same, output might be same. Next state is not given and output might be same. So in that case, I can actually put a tick mark. Like this, we are supposed to compare for all the states given in the implication table. Like we'll consider one. A compared with E. Look at A and E. A and E. So while comparing, the next state is C and F. The output is dash. So I can put C and F. Okay, right. Then similarly for comparing B and C. Look at B and C. B and C, there is actually a next state change. There is a conflict. So D and E. So put that also. If there is a conflict, we are supposed to put a cross mark, right? We can confirm that cross mark also, right? Right. So this is how the table is obtained, and look at the compatibility. D and E is not compatible because there is a conflict. So there is a cross mark. So put this cross mark in all those implied compatible tables, in implied compatible boxes. So all the rest are put a cross mark. The remaining tick marks have to be considered as the compatible pairs. Now we can count how many compatible pairs are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So these are called as compatible pairs. So what are the compatible pairs? AB, AC, AD and then BE, BF and CD, CD and EF, right? So these are the compatible pairs. Once again, compatible pairs, how can we reduce it to a minimal number of variables? Ultimate aim is reduction, right? So how to obtain the maximum compatibles? That is done by using a graph called as merger graph. What is a merger graph? A group of compatibles that contains all the possible combinations of compatible states obtained from a merger diagram. So how to draw a merger graph or a merger diagram? We have to draw a circle in which we have to represent all the tables which are given in the primitive flow table in the circumference of the circle, right? So the next step is we are supposed to write down the compatible pairs which we have got from the implication table, followed by start drawing lines for the two compatible states, right? So whichever is compatible, start drawing the line. AB is compatible, so draw a line. Then AC is compatible, AD is compatible, then BE is compatible, then BF followed by CD and EF. So all these are compatible states. Now how can this be reduced, right? So look at the closed covering condition. See again and again, see this is AC, CD and AD. If this is the compatible states are coming in the closed covering condition, in that case we need not repeat that again and again, the state again and again. Instead we can put all these three states together, right? So what are the closed covering conditions? A, C, D and B, E, F are there in the closed loop. So we are putting all those two as maximum compatible. So which is left out? AB is left out. AB can also be reduced provided. So ACDA and BEF are forming the closed covering condition, covered condition. All state must be covered in any of the compatible states. Look at what are our states? A, C, D, E, B, A, B, C, D, E, F, right? Look at that. In the closed covering condition, all the states are covered. So first one is done. And if at all, if we need to reduce this A and B also, it should not be an implied state in the implication table. No implied state should be there in the name of AB in the implication table. In our implication table, we had only implied states such as CF and DE. So, in that case, we can simply remove this A and B because already it is there in this closed covered condition. If, let's say, if we have C and F, C comma F in this maximum compatibles, and that C and F is an implied state with the conflict in the implication table, that cannot be removed. So in that case, we have to consider that CF to be there in the maximum compatibles, right? So what is the reduced table of this primitive flow table of this asynchronous circuit? So reduced table is, what are the compatible states? A, C, D and B, E, F, which means C, D. Wherever you have C, D, replace it by A. Wherever you have E, F, replace it by B. So we have only two states, A, B. Look at all these three, A, C and D. This is A, C and D. Compare all these things. Here it's a stable state. So this C has to be represented by A. So A comma 0, 1 output is there. The other two states are with the dashes. So we can simply represent the output with 0. Right. Similarly, compare it for the rest of the next states. Right. So do the same thing for B, E, F. That is how we obtain the reduced flow table for an asynchronous sequential circuit. Thank you. So this is how we have reduced the states.